Good day, everybody. So, we are now again seeing each other, even though we are in this pandemic, and still we have to continue with our learning. That's why today we will have to discuss again as a sort of review because all of these things were already discussed by us during the time that we had our face-to-face discussion in our classroom. But anyway, in order for us to refresh our minds and in order also for us not to forget what are those things that we discussed in the previous months of this semester, so we will have to discuss this one for another time. And today we will discuss the four cardinal rules in gun safety. So if you could still remember, we exhaustively discussed these rules because this is very important. And by the way, before going further, we will first know what is this word cardinal. So when you say cardinal, that is what we mean by it is basic or important or even very important. That's why there is that word cardinal. So when you say cardinal, that is very basic and important. That's why we call that one four cardinal rules or four basic or important rules in gun safety. Now, why is it that we have these four cardinal rules in gun safety? Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have this one precisely because these rules provides an almost complete guide to prevent any accident. As a gun owner, you must make these rules very important to you. You must be responsible and safe gun owner. Okay, so by following these four cardinal rules, we can say that we have this guide in order to prevent for us making or preventing any accident that may happen because having a gun that is very, very important rules. In having a gun, we have to be responsible for it. Okay? So, the cardinal rules, you must make these rules very important to you in order for you to become a responsible and a safe gun owner. Okay? That is very clear. Now, let's come now to the four cardinal rules in gun safety. And what are those four? Only four cardinal rules. Now, the first one is consider every gun as loaded. Now, I have here a dummy gun. Now, if you have a gun, be sure to remove the magazine. Then, if you are already having a gun, even though if you know already that there is no bullet or there is no magazine in it, but you must always consider that the gun is loaded. So, when you remove already the magazine, you have to see to it that the chamber has no load. Okay? Then, okay, to a safe direction. Okay? So, we are sure already that this gun is not loaded. Okay? So, why is it that we consider every gun as loaded? Okay? So, by the way, if you have still your handout, try to follow me in your handout. Okay? So, we have already our handout last time. That's why we have to consult with our handouts because all of these things are already in our handouts. Okay, So the first one is consider every gun as loaded. Why is that so? Now, every gun is a potential for danger. Okay? So, every gun is a potential for danger. Okay? Because this gun is very, very dangerous. Okay? Potential for danger. Then, accidents may happen by thinking or presuming that the gun is not loaded. Okay? So, if you have your own gun, always see to it that that gun is unloaded. But be sure that the magazine is still removed already, or it's already removed. Okay? So, if you always assume that a gun is loaded, you will avoid accidents to happen. Okay? So, every time that you will see a gun there, always presume, even though that there is no magazine, always presume that this gun is loaded. Because by doing so, you will avoid accident to happen. Okay? So, if you have here your gun, try to see to it that it is not loaded. By pressing the trigger, okay? So, you know already that this gun is not loaded. And this is safety already. So, do not forget, consider every gun as loaded. The second one, what is that second cardinal rules in gun safety? Now, the second one is never let the muzzle of the gun point at anything you do not intend to destroy or shoot. Now, this is now the muzzle of your gun. Okay? Sa Binisaya pa, sumbuhan sa pusil. Okay? Now, never let the muzzle of the gun point at anything you do not intend to destroy. So, do not point to anybody, to anything, if you don't want that thing or body to be shot by you. Okay? So, dili gyud ta magtiun-tiun og pusil kung dili nato intended nga pusilon ang usa ka tawo o usa ka tao. Okay? So, never let the muzzle of your gun point at anything you do not intend to destroy or shoot. Why is that so? If a gun is fired accidentally, okay, the chances of harming anybody can be avoided if it is pointed to a safe direction. For example, this gun has a load or it is loaded and you are not aware that is already loaded. Okay? Now, by not pointing this muzzle of the gun to anything or anybody you don't intend to destroy, if it will accidentally fire, just like this one, there is no accident because you did not point to anybody. Okay? So that's why never let the muzzle of your gun point at anything you do not intend to destroy or shoot. Okay? So the accident can be avoided there. Now, do not let the muzzle point at people or surfaces which can be penetrated and where there may be people behind. For example, do not also point your gun even though if there is nobody there. There is the wall, for example, the wall. There is nobody there. But if that wall is penetratable, or the bullet can penetrate, and accidentally you fired your gun there over that wall, and there is somebody behind, that will cause accident again. So, better do not point, even though there is nobody there, but do not point your muzzle. Just point your muzzle to a safe direction. There are only two safe directions, either up or down. But most of the time, you have to point the muzzle upward. Okay? So that's the safe direction. Okay? So, never let the muzzle of the gun point at anything you do not intend to destroy or shoot. That's number 2. The third cardinal rules in gun safety, ladies and gentlemen, keep your trigger finger, this is your trigger finger. If you are a right-handed person, this is your trigger finger. And if you are a left-handed person, this is your trigger finger. Okay? Now, keep your trigger finger off the trigger until you are ready to shoot or fire. Okay? To demonstrate. If this is now your gun, okay, consider every gun as loaded. Do not point to anybody if you are not intent to destroy or shoot. Now, keep your trigger finger off the trigger. This is now the trigger. This is the trigger guard. And your trigger finger must be here. Okay? Must be here. Do not put your trigger finger directly to the trigger if you are not about to shoot. In other words, you will only put your trigger finger in the trigger when you are about to shoot already. Example, okay, the gun is already ready, presuming. Now, if I'm still aiming my gun there, then I am now about to shoot, or I am now already ready to shoot. I have already my picture of my sight. Then that's the time that I will squeeze the trigger. That's it. But if you're still aiming, do not put your trigger finger inside the trigger already. Okay? So that's the third cardinal rules, which is keep your trigger finger off the trigger until you are ready to shoot or fire. Okay? Now, what is the rationale behind? Further, a gun will not fire, meaning this gun will not fire unless the trigger finger or the trigger is deliberately pressed or squeezed. Always bear in mind, this gun will not fire if you will not squeeze the trigger. You will not deliberately. Sa manang deliberately sa Binisaya, gituyo. Imo gajud gituyo pagkablit. So, ang pusil, kung dili kabliton, di na mubuto. Always remember that. Okay? So, the gun will not fire unless the trigger is deliberately pressed or squeezed. Do not touch the trigger until you have set your gun sights on the target and you are ready to shoot or fire. That's why I was telling you earlier, if I am still aiming and having my sight, after I got my sight picture, that's the time that I will squeeze the trigger. So during the time that I'm still looking my sight picture, my trigger finger must be always here. Okay? I am not putting my trigger finger right directly to the trigger during the time that I'm still looking for my sight or aiming my sight. So after I got my sight picture and I'm already ready to fire, that's the time that I will put my trigger finger here in the trigger then that's it. Okay? Now let's go to the last cardinal rules in gun safety, ladies and gentlemen. The fourth one is be sure of your target and what is behind or around it. Okay? I repeat. Be sure of your target and what is behind, kung unsay naa sa likod atong targeta and around it. Okay? Double check. Okay. What is that? What is meant by this number 4 or last cardinal rules? When you have made a decision to shoot or fire, make sure you know where the bullet ends up. For example, if you are aiming there, do not only concentrate about the target there. You have to consider what is behind the target, unsay na sa likod pa ana, or unsay na pas kilid-kilid ana. Because chances are, if you will shoot your target there and the bullet will penetrate, if there is somebody behind your target, the chance or chances are that somebody will be hit also. Okay? Or if your target is a hard cover, for example, it is a steel, be sure what is around it, because there is also a chance that when you fire your bullet there in your hard target made of steel, the bullet will bounce, or the technical term there is ricochet. It will ricochet or bounce and it will hit anybody. Okay? So be sure of your target, what is behind it and around it. Okay? Now, if you miss the target, for example, the bullet can hit an innocent bystander or go through a wall and hit someone behind. Okay, for example, you are already a police officer. Then, there is somebody there, hot pursuit, a criminal. You are going after with a criminal and there is an ongoing shooting incident. Then without thinking that there are bystanders there, you automatically shoot your target, the criminal. Bang! You are not aware that there is somebody behind that criminal there. And that person there, somebody behind, may be hit by your bullet also. That's why the fourth and the last cardinal rules in gun safety is be sure of your target and what is behind and around it. Okay? So I repeat, the four cardinal rules in gun safety: consider every gun as loaded. Never let the muzzle of the gun point at anything you do not intend to destroy or shoot. Then, keep your trigger finger off the trigger until you are ready to shoot or fire. Then the last is be sure of your target and what is behind and around. Okay? So by memorizing these four cardinal rules, we can see that you will be almost, or it will guide us to prevent any accident as a responsible gun owner. Okay? So those are the four cardinal rules in gun safety. Okay? So I will pause for a while, then later on I will continue with our discussion. Thank you.